Hello, and welcome back to another episode of In Search of Self-Mastery with Dario Gutiesco. Today I have this question for you. Why is it that every time you face adversity, you sink into frustration and failure instead of rising up and fighting? If you don't learn to resist and adapt, how do you expect to survive in a world that will never stop giving you or throwing challenges at you? That's why today I want to talk to you about how to build resilience in the midst of adversity. That term has become worn out lately, and the truth is that most people don't even know what it means. But I'll tell you here. Resilience is the ability to adapt to an adverse situation. As they say, it's about holding on even when things get tough. If every time you face an unexpected situation, you feel defeated, if you struggle to get back up when life hits you, again and again, then this message is for you. I am going to teach you how to toughen your mind, stop complaining, and start facing challenges and obstacles with a mindset that will lead you to success, regardless of the circumstances. Clearly, you and I know that life is not going to stop hitting us. But if you become stronger, those blows will only make you more resilient. It's time to stop being fragile and start building resilience. You need to face any challenge. Point number 1. A lack of resilience turns you into a victim of your circumstances. Developing resilience allows you to bounce back faster, learn from your mistakes and failures, and move forward when others give up. Every time you face a challenge and do not crumble, do not give up, you become stronger and more resilient. Men who have learned to be resilient, truly resilient, do not see failures as something final, but rather as a stepping stone to what comes next. Resilience teaches you that every setback is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. The problem is that without resilience, every setback or anything that doesn't go your way will leave you weaker and more vulnerable, as you become someone who gives up easily, never learns, and always looks for excuses. Does that sound familiar? Of course, it could be you or someone very close to you. If you lack resilience, every failure crushes you, and you keep falling into the same pattern of self-pity and excuses, sinking deeper each time. And the worst part is when the people close to you feel empathy and compassion for your situation. Instead of challenging you to get up, lift your head, and go out to do something and face the world. And you know very well, this is not living, this is surviving, and poorly. And if you do not toughen up, you will always be a victim of what life throws at you. Point number 2. Adversity is inevitable, but your response to it is what defines you as a man. Every time you face adversities with resilience, you transform each obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Perhaps at that moment it doesn't feel that way, and you may even feel that life is against you in one way or another. But instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, the idea is for you to see yourself as someone who has control over how you respond, act, and even react to the most difficult situations that life throws at you. Surely you have some admiration for successful men, and they are not those who never face difficulties. On the contrary, when they fall, they get up stronger each time. Adversity becomes your training ground, where you learn, adapt, and improve. But if you continue to see adversity as something insurmountable, you will always feel frustrated and trapped, in other words, without an exit. A lack of resilience keeps you stagnant and frustrated, and that's how it is. And this is because if every time life hits you, you hide or complain, you will never move forward. That is the reality. No situation, no matter how good or bad it is, will stop because you feel bad. And even worse, no one is waiting for you until the day you feel better to do something about it. That is why if you do not develop this resilience to adapt, life will continue to crush you and you will remain where you are. And even worse, it will take you to places of greater suffering involving people you care about. Point number 3. Resilience makes you an unstoppable man. A resilient man is unstoppable because he understands that failure and setbacks are only temporary, but his will to move forward is permanent. This type of mindset puts you on a higher level, where others break, but you keep moving forward. Resilience not only helps you survive, it allows you to thrive in the worst circumstances. When you see others giving up, you stand firm at the foot of the cannon. Not because it doesn't hurt you, and not because the blows don't affect you, and not because you don't suffer, but because you have learned to absorb them, to learn from them, and to move forward. But what happens if you don't build that resilience? Well, every little setback, challenge, or negative circumstance will bring you down, and you will spend your life justifying your lack of action. The day will come when you feel regret for not taking action, knowing that you could have done something more. 2001, but you didn't. If every challenge makes you stumble and stop, you will never achieve anything meaningful in life. As I said before, life does not stop for your complaints, for your emotions, for your thoughts, or because you don't feel well enough to do things. So, either you toughen up and move on, or you keep justifying why you didn't achieve what you wanted. In the end, no one will care whether you achieved or did not achieve 2001, or whether you did or did not do it. The only thing that will matter is your character and how people perceive you. But above all, what you think about yourself and what you failed to do. So, if you do not build resilience, you will remain trapped in an endless cycle of excuses and self-pity. I don't know about you, but I'm fed up with that. Adversity won't disappear, but your ability to overcome it depends on how strong you become. As resilience is what separates men from boys. Boys cry and men thrive. The question is, are you going to let every obstacle stop you? Are you going to develop the strength necessary to overcome everything and everyone? Remember once again, you are only one decision away from changing your life. See you next time, 2001.